You know, it's so nearly impossible to put a value on the value of being in a mastermind. I know with my first experience a couple of years ago, I really had no idea what I was getting myself into, and it's one of those experiences that's priceless. I really feel like at the end of my life, when I look back on those things that were significant, it will be the moment, just that moment when I decided to really invest in myself at that high level, followed by the year that I had that was really determined by that move that I made. You know, every moment that we decide yes or no is really altering the trajectory of the rest of our lives, and I will never, ever regret. In fact, I'm always grateful for the choice that I made to have that experience. It's one of those things where you can tell somebody, you can talk about it, you can think about it, you can write about it, but kind of like having a baby, until you do it, you really don't know what it's like.
When you say the word mastermind, what I think of is the power of connecting souls and spirits and our missions and the exponential possibility that happens when we put our hearts together in that way.
There's really, as being a solopreneur, there is no other way to get the benefit of being with a group of like-minded people who want you to succeed as much as you want to succeed and provide you with that support and all of the suggestions and the feedback and all of that to basically be able to take you to the next level. In addition to that, you have Lisa, who's already done it, who is like this superstar, you know, in this world, and you can't learn from or have a mentor better than that.
I landed on a new planet when I found Lisa Sasevich, and I have been implementing and designing structures and new products and services for my business that have been just the most fun. I've been able to tap into the collective mind of my fellow Sassies, and it has just been an exciting, wonderful personal, professional, and business growth explosion. It has just been phenomenal.
You know, one of the miracles I feel that it's just been such a blessing around my Sassy campus is just the ability to take heaven and earth and combine them. You know, we have the sourced heavenly energy that comes down, and I feel like, you know, not only hits me but all of my students, and we combine those with, you know, earthly, real, feet on the ground business strategies, the what to do, the step-by-step, the pieces that we all need. I find that a lot of my Sassies that are attracted to me, a lot of the people that come to work with me, are very creative, super talented agents of change with super big visions. And what they love is that I can understand and connect with, and that I live in their spiritual world, but also that I can be the person to help them bring that into a plan, a leveraged progression plan, so that they go from feeling like, you know, they have this wonderful hobby or wonderful downloaded directive into having an absolute real business. And that, to me, makes my life sing.
I knew when I met Lisa and saw her originally that she really walked her talk, and I knew that I could trust her. And just actually some of the first advice that she spoke, even on a teleseminar, I used. And just that one little thing that I used originally doubled my sales, and I was impressed with that. What could I say at that point? I was a customer for life.
I love the question about how do I know if the mastermind is for me? How do I know if this is the time I'm supposed to step up? And I will talk with somebody, and I'll be with them in their headspace of the logic and the money, and, you know, should I be further along than I am now, or do I have enough, or am I enough? And then there's always the introspective part. I think the application process, filling out those questions, is a great way to take a step forward into it and feel how it feels. You kind of try it on. And then there's really the checking in part. You know, around here we use this process called active imagination, where we have this conversation with Source. That's a great way to do it. And you know what, ultimately, you know if it's your time, and you just get to decide, am I going to answer that calling now or not?
When she let us know that she had a mastermind program, I immediately felt my heart leap forward. And even though it seemed like a very big leap, it didn't take me long to know that it was the right thing for me. I took that evening to fill out the application. The next morning I got there extra early, turned it in, got my little badge, and I knew I'd made the right decision.
Lisa has such an amazing gift to really transform your life and to actually, I actually have never met anyone that can actually take you from ground zero and put you just like to over here. Because what she did for me is I was really, really stuck. And I'm sure a lot of you can feel this pain. I was really stuck because I knew I had all these amazing gifts and I just couldn't really hone in on it. And what Lisa did when I had my half day with her, what happened out of that is I got a signature talk, number one. Number two, I got my whole 5-step process down. And number three, she just put me at this place now of total clarity.
I can swirl around the bowl on my own for hours and hours and hours and just overthink and overcomplicate, and I can think of 1,000 different options and know nowhere to go. But you get at a table with 8 people and we just solve each other's problems. We had 8 minutes around the table today and we solved massive problems. Boom, 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 boom. And that kind of energy is just priceless.
So I'd seen the magic of Lisa's work. I used her system to bring in $30,000 of sales in just over 3 weeks. So I was so encouraged and inspired, and then I saw her make her offer for the Diamond Mastermind, and I had that scary feeling in my stomach that I knew I had to do it. I couldn't do any of the other levels. I had to be a diamond, and it scared me and it was uncomfortable, but I also could see that it was kind of a no-brainer, that I would get that money back in just a couple of months using her system.
And the thing that I find most fascinating about the Mastermind experience, having not only been and am a member of a Mastermind, but also offering them now for a couple of years, is that there's always the thing that draws you into it, the thing that you think you want, and then there's what really happens, what you really get. And both turn out to be extraordinary and absolutely perfect. So I always tell people, if you're feeling that welling, that uprising coming up, and you're having to push it down, whatever it is you're pushing down, it's coming up. So you better pay attention, because I think Source does not put those feelings, those beliefs, those thoughts, those urges in you unless you're completely capable and you're completely ready of taking action.